Welcome back to the new PCI Daily Live News Roundup, brought to you by the Philippine-Canadian Inquirer, the only Filipino-Canadian newspaper distributed across Canada. I'm Manny Noel Abuel. Thank you for joining us. We have the latest news development in the news. Harassment of women at Canadian Armed Forces. Halifax-based lawyer Ray Wagner said on Monday, quote, "Sexual misconduct and harassment is a deep-rooted problem in Canadian military culture," end of quote. On the statement of the complainant, 29-year-old Glynis Rogers, a former member of the Canadian Armed Forces from Nova Scotia, said that she was subjected to persistent and systemic gender and sexual orientation-based discrimination, bullying, and harassment by male members, particularly during training. She also said that females were treated inferior to male members. Rogers also claimed that she was also assaulted by a male member, but unwilling to disclose because of her superiors. On the statement claim, quote, "Ms. Rogers did not trust the chain of command would take her report seriously. She knew of other female members who had been sexually assaulted and had not reported the incidents due to similar concerns about retaliation, being labeled as a troublemaker, and receiving an inadequate and unreasonable response," end of quote. On the document, it was stated that she reported it and found the man guilty but was later acquitted. According to Wagner, it will likely be sometime next year before they would know if the class action lawsuit will proceed. Rogers suffered post-traumatic stress and depression. She was discharged and eventually lost her career. Trump, millions voted illegally. President-elect Donald Trump claims that millions of Americans voted illegally on Election Day. The Republican billionaire's shock victory on November 8 saw him clinch the crucial Electoral College count, which determines the presidency, but lost the popularity vote to Hillary Clinton by more than 2 million votes. After the Thanksgiving weekend, the 70-year-old tycoon tweeted about the popular vote between him and Hillary Clinton, and this is what he said, quote, "In addition to winning the Electoral College in a landslide, I won the popular vote, if you deduct the millions of people who voted illegally," unquote. And another message followed this first, quote, "Serious voter fraud in Virginia, New Hampshire, and California. So why isn't the media reporting on this? Serious bias, big problem. Donald Trump won 306 Electoral College votes compared to 232 for Hillary Clinton. The campaign of Green Party candidate Jill Stein, who won a tiny fraction of the vote in each state, and where Trump beat Clinton by thousands of votes, said Monday that voters had filed recount requests in more than 100 precincts in Pennsylvania, and said more would follow." Duterte and Arroyo talks about drugs in the Philippines. President Rodrigo Duterte and Pampanga Representative Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo met in Malacanang on Monday. Once again, Duterte brought up his administration's fight against illegal drugs with the former president. Duterte showed a pile of documents where the names of personalities that included thousands of village officials or barangay captains and policemen who are involved or associated with the illegal drug trade. The president also said that he had some names removed from the narco list. Duterte showed the updated narco list during his speech at the inauguration and ceremonial switch-on ceremony of the 135-megawatt circulating fluidized bed combustion power plants of PAM Concepcion Power Corporation at the Rizal Ceremonial Hall in Malacanang Palace. Arroyo was previously in Malacanang in July to attend Duterte's National Security Council meeting along with other former presidents Fidel Ramos, Joseph Estrada, and Benigno Aquino III. Once again, thank you for joining us here at PCI Daily Live News Roundup, brought to you by Philippine-Canadian Inquirer, the only Filipino-Canadian newspaper distributed across Canada. Remember to be safe and remember to get your copies of Philippine-Canadian Inquirer at your favorite Filipino businesses in your town or major cities. Also, you can now watch our daily live news roundup on our Canadian Inquirer website. where our news is always available every day. And that's all for now from our Vancouver's well-known media center, together with our Philippine news crew, Debbie Mangabat, our news editor, and Gino Alcantara, our graphics design artist and video editor. I'm Manny Noelawell. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye for now, and see you later.